Hey guys, Josh at Kenworth of Richfield. Today we are talking about this 2020 Kenworth T800. Last week we looked at the W990. That's a very modern truck with some very classic styling cues to it. This, just all classic. So guys, last week's truck was all about modern truck with classic styling. With this being all classic, let's cover some of those classic Kenworth points. One of which, the grille. This is all metal. We've all seen the results of a bird strike in the pieces of plastic that lay along the side of the road. If you're out for any more than a couple of miles, you're probably eventually going to hit a bird. When a bird hits this, you don't end up with plastic alongside the road. You end up with a bird that looks like it went through a cheese grater, which is a heck of a lot cheaper than buying a new grill, a new radiator, or a new intercooler. When you're going with traditional classic items, the Cummins X15 is one of those. This is a Performance Series engine. This is 505 horsepower and 1,850 foot-pounds of torque. So when you've got that much power, you've got to find a transmission that's going to be durable enough to stand up to it. This truck has an 18-speed Eaton Ultra Shift Plus transmission. Now I know some of you may bemoan the missing third pedal here. I get that from some aspects. I have to implore you to drive one of these trucks. When you realize and you adapt a little bit to what it does, it becomes a great transmission to work with. Personally, if I've got to drive a truck all day, I love driving an 18-speed. It's my pick. I'm in an Ultra Shift. So we've already talked about how the T800 is really a timeless, great-looking truck. And I've talked a little bit about some of the things that we've done to make it look just that little bit better. We've talked about the grille. One of the next things that we did, we added the chrome mirror covers because a little bit of flash doesn't hurt. Same thing with this stainless panel down here underneath the door. This is just a little bit of shiny that really livens up the whole truck. All the way around, we've got Alcoa Durabright wheels. Obviously, it's got the wide base fronts. We've got the 11R24s in the rear. Speaking of shiny bits, there's 100 gallons in this fuel tank here too. We even did the polished depth cover. Once again, it's little things that don't add a whole lot of cost to a truck, but really make it look nice. When you combine all that with the power of the engine and the transmission setup that we've got in this truck, you've got something that someone wants to drive and is proud to drive. Now, when I say proud to drive this truck, there's two ways that you can take that. One is an owner. As an owner, I'd definitely be proud to drive this truck. The other is as a driver. It's great to have drivers that are proud to drive your trucks because then they're going to take better care of it. Not only that, but it also makes it easier to get better drivers. We've done the math. So we did something different with this truck than we do with a lot of the trucks that we've done recently. And one of the big things in that is this truck has a Brandon body on it from ARM. ARM does some very unique things with their bodies, and that's one of the reasons why we wanted to have them along on this one. One of the unique things that they do is this sticker. That sticker gives you a couple of QR codes that you can scan with your phone, and that allows you to watch videos on body operation, body service, maintenance, things that just basically anything that you'd ever need to know about this body, you can get through that sticker right there. There's even something that'll take you through a pre-trip inspection on it. To me, it's that kind of thoroughness that makes this body a definite value on this truck. So guys, as we come into this interior, this is the T800, this is the 1.9 meter B cab. It's been around for so long because it's a great, great cab. It's a really windy day today, and I don't hear any of it. To me, that's just one of the signs that tells you how good this cab is. And the other sign of that is just for how long it's been around. This has been a great cab for so many years. This is the extended cab. That gives you some extra shelf space back here. It also allows us to do these corner windows over here. Now those corner windows, it's interesting. As I look over my shoulder, there is a ton of road that I can see there. Same thing on the passenger side even. The better visibility I have, obviously, the less likely I am to run something over. It's pretty simple. To me, these are just great additions into this truck that I don't know why anyone would do without. So this truck does have the Splendor interior. It's a really nice interior. I mean, the headliner up here is very nice. It's soft, it's padded. It helps to make this cab quiet and comfortable. And that's really what this is all about, quiet and comfort. Speaking of comfort, this has the smart wheel to it, and it is the leather-wrapped smart wheel. I don't know why anyone would ever want to have to go to the dash switches for stuff like your jakes, your marker lights, or your cruise control. And that's why it's on here on the wheel. To me, it is the best place for it. This truck's got your normal complement of gauges. It tells you also the drive axle temperatures, gives you fuel filter information. It's just all the basics that you really need to do the job and do the job effectively. That's the way this truck is set up. For those long hours out on the road, this does have the AM/FM satellite and Bluetooth accessible radio in this. The Bluetooth system in this is actually really nice. I often stream Pandora or Spotify or something like that if I'm driving. The other nice thing is if I get a call, it comes through the speakers and I use that microphone up there. It's surprising how well this works. If I'm going to be talking to someone for an hour and a half, am I going to use that? No. If I'm out on the road and someone needs to call me to give me a message, it is by far the way to go on that. In the center console, ARM has their own design for this, and it goes together. It's kind of a modular assembly. It really looks good and it works phenomenally well. The fact that each one of the pusher axles has its own module, then you've got your PTO, your bed up controls, things of that nature. They're very well done. It's very nice switches. It's just a nice setup. So in front of that great console that ARM did, we've got the Eaton shifter. Now this is what's going to control that Ultra Shift 18-speed transmission. From what I've found with the Ultra Shift transmissions, some drivers complain that they've lost control of the truck at that point. They don't feel like they have control over what it's going to do. And I've got an argument for that. I've driven pretty much all the Ultra Shift transmissions. I've driven an 18-speed, 13-speed, 10-speed, I've driven an 8LL. They're all different. They all shift slightly differently than maybe I would. But this is the difference between a good driver and just a driver. Because a good driver figures out how to manage that transmission a little bit. And it doesn't take much effort. It's far less effort, actually, than shifting gears. If you think just a little bit ahead, the transmission becomes very, very predictable. And it's that predictability that makes it still extremely drivable. I know what it's going to do and when it's going to do it. And to me, the guys that say that they've lost control of how the truck reacts and how the truck does things, I got to fight back on that one and say, if you adapt your driving a little bit to how that transmission is going to work, you will find that you do so much better when you work together than when you try and fight each other. So guys, in many ways, I feel this T800 is the T800. What do I mean by that? This is what the T800 was built on. This is everything that the T800 is and why it's still around today. It's a hard-working, durable truck that's going to keep you comfortable while you're at it all day long. To me, that's this truck. That's everything that the T800 was built on. That's why I like it. When you add in this golden amber color, well, that makes it just a bonus too. So, with all that being said, I always say that, don't I? Well, give me a suggestion of what I need to say next time. In fact, put that in the comments below. I'm open to hearing what you guys have to say about the 18-speed Ultra Shift transmission in this truck. If you haven't given it an honest shake, do it. I think you're really going to be impressed with what these transmissions can do. If you like this truck, or me, or anything about this, give it the thumbs up. If something really pisses you off, give us the thumbs down, but I hope you won't do that. Any way you look at it, thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever. By all means, stay safe out there. Keep it rubber side down. Catch you on the flip side. Ah, that wind's gonna ruin that. This one's a Performance Series engine. There's We've also got the stainless. Now, when you've got that much power, you've got to have a transmission that's going to put up with it. This one, oh boy, try this one more time. When you combine that with the power of the engine and the transmission setup, now there is something that makes this truck. There is something that makes me dumber than normal. Of course. Wow. So let's start this from the top, because this little guy came unplugged, which it's been doing a lot more of. This is my audio. Stop looking at the screen. No. This is the stuff that kills me. Just absolutely kills me.